Everyone. In the previous lessons, we learned how to design and furnish our plan with various design using the design center and also importing some designs from a downloaded source, right? Now, in this lesson, we'll go ahead and learn how to design the roof plan for this our building plan that we designed. And apart from that, we also create a sectional area on our plan in which it will guide us on how we are going to create our section for the plan. When you are making a standard design or a working drawing, standard working design or working drawing for your clients, there are some key documents that are needed. The first one is the site plan, the which you cannot do unless maybe you are an architect or maybe you collected the documents from a surveyor, right? And the next one is the plan, in which we've done already. We also have the roof plan, the elevations, the four elevations, two sectionings, section XS and YY, and then probably maybe the soakaway details and some other required documents. So let's go ahead and create our section part that will be needed for us to design our section. Though that's not much of a task to do, you can just kind of section out an area, right? Creating an just more or less like your graph sheet. We have the XX section, the X axis and your Y axis. So we'll be creating our section XS and section YY. And then for us to be able to do that, let's just kind of create a layer for that also. Since we started creating layers for our component, right? So we can just go ahead and say our section line. It's just a line that is needed. But by the time we'll be creating our sectional area originally, then we'll come back here and I think we could just come back here and name it as our section elevation, right? Okay, let's see if we can change the color. Let's just kind of give it a color. Okay, I think we're good to go. So let's just come in here and edit our section line, right? So let's just see if we can section out this area here, this area. Now let's do that. Let's our line tool, and then let's draw a straight line running across our building. Let me just bring this up here like this. Okay. No, I don't think. Okay. Let's just leave it like that. Let me copy this to the other end also. This line I'm drawing facing up is showing the direction of my sectioned area. It's indicating that the sectional area I'll be drawing will be facing this direction, in which I will cut out all this part are now useless for my sectional area, and then I'll be drawing what I'm seeing from here upwards. I'll be drawing what I'm seeing from here upwards, right? I think we should kind of give it a thickness because it's kind of too thin. Let's see if we can give it a thickness just a little bit. Okay. Okay, I think this kind of looking okay. So what you can just do now is let us just give it something like this. Okay. And let me mirror it to the other end. Okay. So after that, then I can just give it XX. Let me see. Okay, let's do like this. Let me copy this. Okay, and let me change this to X. Okay, let me now change the layer to this. I'm not sure. Okay, let's just do like this. Yeah, let's change it. So now let's make it our section area now. And we can just kind of increase the text size. Let's give it 350, I think. That's kind of okay. Yeah. So let's just kind of maybe draw a circle around it, right? To make it look more okay. And that's too large. Okay. Let's place this properly. Yeah. And then let's, though it's not compulsory you do it like this, it's just your discretion, but just to indicate that this is our section XX, right? There's, you can use your design to create that. It's not compulsory, it's this method you are using. So let's mirror it to the other end also. And then we're good to go. So we'll do the same thing for our section YY also. Where can we cut? Hmm, okay, let's just see if you can cut this area here. I want to, instead of me creating another, I'll just copy this and rotate it, right? So let me just copy this, bring it out first, and then let's go ahead and rotate it. Okay, so let's move it into position. I think it's a good idea if we can cut through a window pass. So we'll see how it's going to look like. Let's cut through a window area, right? Okay, yeah, I think this is better. Now let's move this up a little bit. Oh, okay, and then let's extend this also. I think it's okay like this. So let's just change this to YY. So Y. Sorry. This should be pushing here like this. Okay. Here also will be changed to Y. Yeah, and we are good to go. Okay, so we've created our section lines. So when we want to do our section, this is the part will be sectioning out. And before you go, let us just copy this. Let's copy this because I want us to group this our plan to become a single entity. So let's copy the whole plan here because this is what we'll later use for our elevations, right? So okay. So now let's go ahead and group this one to become a single entity. Let me move this downwards. And for us to do that, then we just head on to groups here and then group. So it will be asking me to select object, more or less like creating a bounding box across the objects I want to group together, right? So let me just go ahead and bound. So I want it to capture everything completely. So something like this. So let's create our bounding box over the plan. So we are having this and then enter. Now we've is it bind or binded our plan together to become an entity. So once you select it, you are selecting the whole plan. Let's see if we switch off any of the components, if it is going to affect the binded area. Let's see. Let's assume we want to switch off our furnitures. Okay, it's still affecting it, right? It's still affecting, but at least we've created it as an entity. So if you want to copy or move, you are selecting everything together, not separately now. It will not be easy to edit individually unless you ungroup them, right? So for this, we don't need any of this. We only need the four corners of our wall to create our elevation, be it the roof plan or anything, because we'll still be needing the plan for that. Okay, but we don't need any of this. At least we've created our main plan. This is the main plan we've created that we are in need of. Sorry. Okay, let's go ahead and delete that. Though it's not compulsory by you doing this, and though this is just my own easy way of doing my elevation and the roof plan, but still instead of me redrawing my wall and everything, I'll just go ahead and use the wall I've used before. I've used to create my plan. I'll just copy my plan and use the wall to do that, to make my work easier. So this is the plan I'll be using for everything. So just go ahead and delete all these are not necessary anymore. And then we are left with our naked plan, right? Which is this. So this is what we'll be using to create the rest of our design. We will not have any issue with this anymore. We will not have anything to do with this again. So after getting this, then we can just go ahead and use this to draw our roof plan. And for us to be able to draw our roof plan, we need our wall thickness, right? Our wall. So we'll be able to offset off the eaves projection. You know, when you are building your house, the roof is not starting exactly at the edge of the wall. It's not starting by the edge of the wall. There's kind of a little protrusion of the roof over across the edge of the wall, right? So that's what is called the eaves.